If you look at the economy today, there's a lot of good short-term things. Like, think of this year. You know, the one big, beautiful bill, there's a lot of stimulus. The Fed is buying bonds again. That's, you know, they don't call it QE, I would, but it lifts up asset prices and stabilizes certain markets. Deregulation is real, and it's going to also drive animal spirits. A lot of investment coming to the United States and AI. That's all good, and that's probably going to drive stuff. I call this geopolitics and the deficit, I call it more like tectonic plates. They're difficult, they're moving, they may crash, we don't know, and we don't know when. So it isn't a 2026 issue, but our deficit is almost $2 trillion this year. Our total debt is 30 trillion, then it's going to be next year 32, then 34, then 37, then 40. It is not sustainable. It will not work eventually. I just don't know when that is. The best anecdote is growth. I mean, if you just model anything, growth will make up for it. And growth, I always tell people, good policy is free. Good policy is free, for God's sakes. Like, we already spent $800 billion in K-12. You know, stopping people from building stuff, it's free. It'll create jobs, it'll create productivity. And so, yeah, that I do quite worry about that. I think that when we have time to get the policy right, to grow the economy, and then we're gonna have to start making some other choices too.
So you know Warren Buffett, and you admire him. Recently, you hired somebody that was working for Warren Buffett and to come do some investing for you. Was that difficult to call Warren Buffett and say, I'm taking one of your people, or he didn't really care?
No, because I think it's a free country and people can make their own decisions. And I did call Warren, and, you know, he probably wouldn't have preferred it, but he said, if he's going anywhere, at least he's going to you. He was on my board, so I knew him. And I'm thrilled to have him. He's just a high-class individual, brilliant investor. You know, I have a lot of incoming ideas to invest in. So you're going to see us do investments in some of these security and resilience-related companies, from the venture side to more of a merchant banking, large type of deal or something like that. So, but he was an individual. He'd been with Warren for 16 years. He loved it. He was already thinking about what he really wanted to do in the next stage of his life. But this was like a patriotic move. It's different. He's loving it. He has an office on our floor. You know, he's seen people we all know all the time. And it's been just a great add to the company. So,
of all the things you do, is the most enjoyable getting to meet with members of Congress? When you come down here, is that an uplifting experience when you come down to meet with members? How do you like that?
So you should know, I do it all the time. I think it's, you know, it's part of my job. Years ago, I said, you know, government is another line of business. It is. We take it seriously, and to make an important point here, and the chamber does this, which I think they do a great job. Congratulations, Suzanne and Ross. You got to get engaged. It's very easy to say no. There are a lot of people in the Congress, House and Senate, who want to do the right job. And they need help to do the right job. I'm not insulting their intelligence, they're quite bright, but, you know, they need the research, the facts, the analysis to figure out what to do when these complex issues come up. So I think we all need to do it. And the only thing I'd urge you all to do when you do it, don't always make it parochial about your own self-interest. It should also be about what's in the interest of the United States of America. You're all gonna do fine anyway. And there's just too much. This happens from everyone. It happens from, you know, unions and government and businesses, where the self-interest is so high, it actually is part of why we have 2% growth. And I think we should all open our eyes a little bit and make sure we do the right things. You know, it's okay to fight for you, you know, for your own interest, but there's too much of that going on.